Okay, we'll bring the Nassau County Regional EMS
I'd like to say-
General Meeting to order, May 3rd, 2023, 2:00, right? Okay. Yeah. Salute to the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We remain standing. Moment of silence for Glen Cove EMS EMT Susan Giovanniello, who died in the line of duty on April 3rd, 2023, as well as our military service members, first responders, past council members, and our EMS providers. Thank you. Please proceed. Now request in the minutes and stuff, we'll leave a blank page left in the minutes in honor of Glen Cove EMS EMT Susan May, you do that roll. Second. Approved. All right. Approval of the REMSCO meeting minutes from March 1st, 2023. It's going to be sent down. Any redactions or any issues that need to be changed? Make a motion to accept the minutes from the March 1st. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, we'll move on to the New York State Bureau of EMS investigations and disciplinary actions. There were quite a few since our last meeting on March 1st. First is Robert Marshall, EMT number 422-341. It's the violations of Article 10, Part 800.16, A10. His certificate was surrendered effective 3/8/23, and it was posted on March 10th, 2023. Anthony Canestro, EMT number 469-579, violation Article 10, Part 800.3, Section 8K. Certificate revoked effective March 13th, 2023, and posted on March 21st, 2023. Stephen Perugia, EMT number 28283, violation Article 10, Part 800.16, Sections A1, 2, and 3. Suspended for 1 year to become effective on June 13th, 2023. Shall not renew certificate upon expiration, and was assessed a civil penalty of $2,000. And it was posted on March 21st, 2023. Next, the Patterson Fire Department, number 1, Incorporated. Number 3915, agency. For violations of Public Health Law 3012, Part 1B, D, and F. Or Public Health Law 3005, number 4, and Public Health Law 3006, 10, Part 800.21, Sections D, F, G, K, L, and N, as well as Part 800.23, Section A and E, and Section 800.24. Suspended for 1 year, effective 3/13/23. The suspension was stayed and placed on probation for 3 years, effective March 13th, 2023. And they were assessed a civil penalty of $2,000, also posted on March 21st, 2023. Brian Reynolds, EMT number 262-638. Violations of 10, Part 800.16, Section A, 8, Surrendered effective March 13th, 2023, was assessed a civil penalty of $2,000. The penalty is stayed based on the surrender of certificate. Was also posted on March 21st, 2023. Gabriel Oliveras, EMT number 506-783, for violations of Article 10, Part 800.16, Section A1, 2, 3, and 9, was suspended for 6 months, effective 3/22/23. Suspension's been stayed. Was placed on probation for 3 years, effective 3/22/23, and assessed a civil penalty of $2,000 and posted on 3/23/23. Samuel Cooperman, EMT number 434-540. Again, for violations of Article 10, Part 800.3, Section AK. Surrendered certificate effective 1/20/23, and the post date was 4/13/23. Casey Aldridge, EMT number 475-276, for violations of Article 10, Part 800.16, Section A1 and 2, Part 800.16, A13, and Part 816A11. Suspended for 6 months, effective 4/13/23. The suspension has been stayed and placed on probation for 3 years, effective 4/17/23. Assessed a civil penalty of $500, and that was posted on 4/18/23. Last but not least, Scott Sterling, EMT number 223-877, for violation of Article 10, New York Code of Regulations, Part 800.3, Section AM, suspended for 1 year, effective April 17/23. The suspension's been stayed, placed on probation for 3 years, and assessed a civil penalty of $2,000, and was also posted on April 18/2023.
Question, Chairman?
Yes.
Any of them from our region?
There was one, I believe, from our region, which was, I believe, Stephen Garuja. I'm not familiar with him, but once again, I believe he was within our region and shall not renew his circuit certification upon expiration, and was assessed a civil penalty on that.
Thank you.
Okay. Any questions on, once again, the investigations and disciplinary actions? We move on to council communications and correspondence. Elmont Fire Department has put in a request to upgrade from EMT to AEMT status within Nassau County. We're still awaiting additional paperwork more to come up once again under reports of the systems committee. Mineola Volunteer Ambulance Corps, once again, we received letter and documentation for a matrix upgrade to the number 2 position on the 911 matrix. Once again, the systems committee will comment upon that during their committee reports. Last was once again a letter that was sent out to Legislator Kennedy, District 12, as I mentioned earlier, at the last meeting, once again, looking to get someone to champion establishing a county EMS memorial here in Nassau County for any of our members, who once again, unfortunately, passed away in the line of duty. And no further correspondence at this time. Hopefully by next month, I will have some information regarding that. All right. Any questions on communications or correspondence? All right, I'll move on to my report. All right. An update on the regional program agency. We continue to move along. We're working to transition. EAB has still been helping us out with various getting us various information and stuff necessary for the operation of the system. And once again, we appreciate that. We do have some fire marshal staff that are also assisting us with that, in contact with the Bureau of EMS. We are hopeful that we're close to being able to receive the program agency budget. All the paperwork, as far as we're concerned, has been submitted, and we're just waiting for confirmation that they'll be able to release the program agency money, and then it will be forwarded to the county for the assistance of the fire marshal's office, taking over until June 30th of 24. The New York State budget, Part S, once again, is still up in the air. We don't have a final determination on how the budget went. They're close, but once again, hopefully by June, we'll have some more information on how the health and mental Department of Health and Mental Health portion of the New York State budget will impact EMS going forward. I'd like to thank Don Hudson, once again, FDA Administrator and EMS Coordinator, for scheduling Image Trend Elite, along with Chief Brody from the Bureau of EMS Informatics and the representative from ESO for hosting the software update for EPCRs with the Image Trend Elite. It was a 2-session, 1-day program, enlightening on the backside of the Image Trend Elite and how our EPCRs are uploaded not only into the state system, but also into the federal repository. It was very well attended by a lot of different agencies, and subsequent webinars hosted by Dawn once again got to a lot of the questions that were raised during that regarding the failures of EPCRs. We've seen a fairly significant drop since a few months ago regarding the failure of EPCRs, which agencies would not be aware of unless they knew the inner workings of how the system works and be able to look from the backside on the uploading of those PCRs into the system. Agency managers, I would just ask you to please review your agency rosters and if possible, send us a semi-annual report of the providers within your agency, especially your ALS providers, as we do pay on the website based upon the numbers that we have listed in that. We'll also give you an opportunity once again to check on their credentialing and make sure that all of the agencies and all the providers are credentialed within the agency. The Bethpage Fire Department transfer of ownership, which was voted on at the last meeting, has been completed. The ownership has been transferred from the Bethpage Fire Department to the Bethpage Fire District, and the Bureau of EMS has taken care of all the necessary paperwork with Bethpage Fire District to make sure that that is enforced. The Elmont Fire Department, as stated earlier, once again, has requested to go to from EMT to AEMT level. They've sent in their forms, but at this point, we have not received an official letter from their fire department administration advocating this, and therefore we brought up in a future meeting of the systems committee to make that, as well as to REMAC for approval on the authorization. We've held a number of REMSCO and REMAC virtual meetings with agency managers and virtual meetings. They've been very successful. We've got a lot of information out. We've got a lot of agencies that have taken advantage of getting the information in a timely fashion. And once again, the various issues that we've had, including EPCRs, as well as once again the agency administration and for inspections and stuff. So if you have any questions, please contact us through the REMSCO office, either by phone or through an email to the REMSCO EMS website. The EMS awards for 2022, the awards committee met a week or so ago and has selected the winners of the awards for this year. There will be a notice coming out of all the winners as well as the honorable mentions that were selected during that process. All right, the New York State forms. There were a few that unfortunately didn't meet the New York State criteria based upon how they were presented. But we have approximately eight awards that will be going out along with honorable mentions for various awards that were submitted to that. All right. Along with that, we are looking at a date of possibly May 31st over at the Morelli Center at night. Bring that up on the discussion of the new business. Unfortunately, the week of EMS week, which is the May 21st to the 27th, there's a lot going on that week. There's a lot of different dinners as well as CMEs and other things. So we pushed it back. We have the Morelli Center scheduled, but if somebody knows of a different venue or if there's a conflict with the date, please let me know. Discuss it under new business. The eBridge communication system continues to move forward. I'm still working with the IT people and once again the various people at General Devices to build the system. All right, still on course to implement the system on July 1st, 2023. We're looking for agencies that may be interested in piloting the program. If you are interested, please send us an email at the website REMSCO@NassauEMS.org. Dr. Kugel will have more information under that report with his reports. Regional credentialing of all AOS providers for agency managers, please check the website. All right, under the website, you'll see all the credential providers. Please make sure that they stay current, as we had that 2-year extension. All providers, especially AEMTs, critical care, as well as paramedics, once their card has been recertified, they must re-credential with that. Please check the website and make sure that they're being credentialed appropriately with that. All right, if you have a problem, once again, contact the counselor or once again, your EMS manager. Council membership, we are currently full. We have 30 members sitting in seats at the present time. We have a few constituencies that are still looking for alternates. Please, if you once again do not have an alternate, please reach out. There's a listing on the website of those that are expiring as of December 31st of this year. If you intend to retain your seat, please get your letter from your constituency as well as any credentialing information, resume, CV, to and email it to the REMSCO site so that get it approved. Please do that by September 1st of 2023. The Nassau County EMS committee has not met in many months. There's been no update onto where it stands regarding some of the major issues and stuff involving EMS. I know the committee and the council chairman on that committee is working to get the information together, and hopefully we'll have it presented in the next few months to see where it stands as far as taking it to the county administration for much needed changes with that. Along the same lines, there was a request once again, if anybody's interested, they're considering doing an EMS recruitment booth at Jones Beach, the air show. If there's anybody on the council that may be interested in helping out with that, please contact the council, or once again, Lisa Lang Gross, who also sits as an alternate here, had mentioned that and would be willing to once again use your assistance with that. On the same lines, any council members that are interested in assisting with the regional QA/QI program, which is headed by Dr. Zazo of REMAC, please send us an email. We're looking for interested members to look at system-wide data research, and you would certainly use the hand involving, once again, quality assurance, quality improvement, system-wide, not agency. All right, that's an agency's responsibility. Please let us know if you're interested. Dr. Newbert is on. Do you have?
He's online here.
He's on, okay.
Dr. Dober, you there?
You'd like to once again expound upon the.
Hi, guys. Sorry about that.
You know, Joe?
Yeah, so actually I had very good breaking news with that. All of the emails came to us from Hudson Valley this morning regarding the iGel. And all of the agencies that we have been enrolling have been approved for their specific EMTs to start with the program. So that just came across the desk today. So what I would ask of the agencies that are involved is that if there is an iGel use, that they just make sure that we know. So that way we can help do the QA at our end with Dr. Zazo and myself. And then obviously everything will get forwarded up to Hudson Valley because they're the ones that are running the program. And just make sure that if there's any questions or concerns, it gets relayed to us and to them. We have a number of agencies on board, and they've been very receptive to us working with them. And we just want to make sure that we do good by them and we do good by our county, and it's a successful program. But we're very excited, and the iGel program is up and running as of today.
Anything on the RSI program, Doc?
For RSI, at the REMAC, we had the approval of the policies and procedures. So we are essentially all ready to go. Right now, what we're doing is reviewing the packets, the applications for agencies that are interested. We have a completed packet from the New Hyde Park Fire Department. So they're the first ones to get a completed packet to us. So if everything looks good with that, we should be able to vote on that at our June REMAC meeting and get them up and running if everything is set. If there are any other agencies that are interested in doing RSI, just have them reach out to either myself or to Chairman Mackey or to Dr. Kugler or to Don Hudson, Coordinator Hudson, and any one of us can get them down the right track to making sure they get the paperwork filled out. So we are actively looking to enroll agencies. We are all set to go. We appreciate all the hard work and input from the RSI committee and everyone that's worked on that. There was a lot of time and effort that went into that, and we just appreciate the service and the efforts of everybody to get us over the finish line. So the REMAC meeting in June will start approving agencies, and then we should be off and running. And obviously, we'll be reporting back, letting everyone know how that runs.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Newbert. I appreciate
Thanks, Doc.
taking that on. So back once again, finish up my report. As I said earlier, a letter was sent to Nassau County Legislature regarding an EMS memorial. Once again, I'm hopeful that once again they'll take an interest, in once again honoring those of us that have passed that are currently not in any agencies that have a memorial with them. And the last thing that I have is just something that came up yesterday that was not in the agenda when it was sent out. Just for all agencies, please, once again, we had an agency that had to be downgraded yesterday, immediately from ALS to BLS for issues involving a full-scale full-scale inspection by New York State. All right. If you have issues or you have questions regarding the investigation or the inspections, please reach out to us. We'll get you any information. We'll get you any help you need. With that, we have new investigators that are out there that are learning their craft to do these full-scale investigations. And it's very important that once again we take these seriously and make sure that we stay on board with compliance with Part 800 of the requirements. And that's all I have. Is there any questions for my report? All right, we'll move on. Vice Chairperson report, Dave, Calhoun.
Okay, it was my last, treasurer report. I apologize, I couldn't be here last month. So we had checks right now to travelers insurance for our liability insurance for $690. Jason Santieri, who's the website maintenance man, $2,582.65. And just to reiterate what Chairman Mackey said about to the agency managers, if you could let us know quarterly or bi-yearly even members that aren't active, because we pay substantially more if they're inactive. If they're active, we pay more than if they're inactive. So please let us know. There were 3 payments to Donald Hudson, and one for $604.11, one for $561.97, and one for $801.94 for his trips up to Albany. As of today, in the checking account, we have $10,172.23. Savings account is $224,416.48, and the money market has $68,324.72. I'll need a motion to for the checks.
Motion accepted. Report.
That's all I have. Question.
Secretary Treasurer, Thomas and me. Move on. State EMS representative and coordinator, Donald Hudson.
Good afternoon, everyone. So we have state meetings next week. We're back after that. The governor's budget obviously is not everyone's mind. As of this morning, except for leadership. There's no idea or even reference document for that. I know the media is reporting that the budget passed. The fact of the matter is the governor and the assembly have reached an agreement to pass the budget, but I don't know that it's been voted on yet. So hopefully we'll have more information at this stage.
Yes, I'll be attending the meetings next month. I would also like to congratulate Don Hudson once again, being promoted to chairman of the State Training and Education Committees of state. It's going to once again, yeah, our best interest at hand, and I'm sure that once again, he'll keep us in line and make sure that our training is the utmost.
Chairman Mackey, if I could just chime in real quick.
Hello.
The Fire Police Academy has been invaluable in getting all of our folks trained for the IDEL training. We've been using the resources of Scott and Don over there and all the instructors. So we appreciate that immensely. That made it much easier to get everyone trained and get us on board. So that was a huge help to us. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll move on to the Executive Council. I pretty much covered just about everything in my report that came up at Executive Council. Once again, if there's anybody that needs any or has any issues that the council can assist you with, any agencies or personnel issues, please reach out to us. We're here once again to assist the agencies and to once again represent the residents of Nassau County as well as the visitors, to making sure that we get the best possible care and prompt response to them in their time of need. REMAC, Dr. Cheerson, Dr. David.
Okay, thank you. All right, Dr. Shearson is yielded to me, so we'll start with eBridge. The chairman has already mentioned that it's in progress, which is great news. We're in regular communication with the General Devices folks. They're building out the user interface on the pre-hospital side. So whatever information you gave to Don is what they're going to use to build out your agency user interface with your unit number. So that's a work in progress. And NUMIC is basically almost up and ready to go. So as a hospital, as the ER, it's just really exciting. They've been leading the way the entire way, putting to shame all the other private health systems. So thank you very much to our NUMIC colleagues. So I'm very excited. It's gonna be great. One of the things that I want to just reiterate, that the goal of eBridge communication system isn't to circumvent or replace or remove Nassau County Medical Control, but rather to work as another tool to enhance patient care and enhance communication with medical control and the providers with the receiving facilities. Medical control is not going anywhere, not as far as I can see. Second thing, masking mandate, we sent out a letter 2 months ago, just informing you, I'm sure everybody knows now, no masks, just want to let you know that communication went out. We discussed the EAS RCA fire. We offered support to that agency. And just put the doctors in the REMAC to be aware, and for this agency, for this committee too, to be aware that while there was no serious injury, vehicles were destroyed or damaged, and that this agency, while not participating directly in our 911 system, helps the hospitals offload their patients to nursing homes, to discharges. And when the hospitals can't offload their patients on the floors, the patients on the ER can't go up to the floor. And so the reason why I brought it up is that just be mindful of potential cascading effect of ERs backing up. We're not really having that, which is fantastic. You know, tracking wall time, it's actually getting less. So it's not being realized, but just keep that in mind. There were a bunch of position changes for different ambulance companies for a bunch of different reasons, all approved at the REMAC. The BLSI gel was approved, the RSI policy, and its subsequent documentation and charting and all this stuff was approved with the REMAC. It's up here if anybody wants to see it. Again, strong work by Dr. Newbert and the RSI committee. I mean, he's really moving our region light years ahead. So thank you. He's our airway master. And with regards to hospital restocking, there are a couple of agencies a couple of hospitals that have reached out saying agencies are insisting that they're supposed to restock them. The region doesn't do that anymore. We don't have a restocking policy. We don't have a mandatory list, and there's a reason for that. Is the agencies are supposed to stock themselves. So please don't harass the hospitals for equipment. If you use an item, you can possibly ask if you could replace an item, but there's no mandate that they have to do it. So please be aware of that and be considerate of your hospital partners. Let's see. That was really it. Are there any questions about REMAC? Great, thank you.
Yeah, just to expound on, and I missed that in my report and stuff, but Dr. Poole was right. Rating of hospitals, once again, agencies need to have sufficient stock on hand to restock their ambulances and emergency response vehicles. All right, it is a courtesy with the hospitals to restock as they see fit. And once again, it's not a requirement for them. So all agencies should have sufficient equipment and stuff available, as well as medical supplies to restock their agencies, especially if you are billing for that service. So once again, please do not once again pilfer from the hospitals and stuff. Restock from your own supply. On communications, Karen Bro.
No report.
Move on to disaster planning, Kevin O'Hara.
Yeah, we're pleased to report we've been holding our meetings twice a month. Good progress on the actual plan itself, and we still have 2 more meetings actually planned. So hopefully very soon, shortly, we'll have a rough draft and have it read. Members of our committee consist of the fire commission, police department, actually the ambulance bureau, as well as REMSCO ourselves.
Okay, thank you for the hard work, Kevin, getting everybody together with that. We'll move on to education and training, Edward Ward.
Ryan Greenberg came to the instructor update. I'd like to thank
Kevin, David Frank, and then for hosting that education update. There's gonna be 4 policy statements that may be coming down next week. One of them is gonna be CME recertification for anyone that holds certification, you no longer have to be part of a provider agency. They're looking to have an EMS agency do an internship program. So basically to get more people into EMS, so you don't have to join an agency for the agency to sign up on your VOM, you just gotta go volunteer 8 to 12 hours, to see if you like it. This way, they're just looking to get more people into EMS certification, and they will, the agency can sign off on the funding. Please remind your agencies, signing that VOM doesn't cost them any more than ink and a pen and a piece of paper. And if you're really stressed for cash, they can bring the pen and the paper. We're getting feedback from agencies saying chiefs won't sign off on things unless you sign your life away. It doesn't cost you a dime. So please, they're hard for EMTs, EMS providers, putting roadblocks in the way that are artificial is not good. The other thing they would like to introduce is a BLM intro into paramedics. Basically, it's a longer EMT refresher class that will give you an immersion into what a paramedic course would be, so you can get a little taste of it before you actually, spend your couple of $1,000s getting into a paramedic program. And the last thing that he talked about was their EMS leadership training at One Bioscience Academy, something like that. We did dabble on paramedic originals. They are looking to make it strictly a national registry for originals only. So there will be no more having to take the New York State exam. You'll go straight to registry. You're already doing a registry practical skills exam. There's no New York State PSC for medical originals. Now they're making you take the registry. He says that 18.4 months out. So these are things that you're looking to come down, but you're starting a program now. These are things you have to take into consideration.
And one thing, like, with the CME, just waiting with the portal and stuff, submitting the CME paperwork.
I haven't seen the policy statement yet. I think it should be out next week.
Next week?
Yes.
I know you mentioned that be going strictly to the portal and stuff.
Yeah, there's gotta be a portal, there's gotta be some sort of skills that you have to find a medical director, sign up on your one there, upload. It's not as easy as it sounds for someone that doesn't belong to the agency. But, it's something that the academy is going to do because we all have a director.
The current portal has an option for providers.
Okay,
Wait and see the plan for the negative one.
great, thank you. We move on to legal and governmental, Dr. Booth.
He sent you a letter
Okay.
asking to be excused.
All right. So the public education and the REMSCO awards, Frank Chester. You stole my report. Thank you very much, Frank, for putting that on once again, getting the committee and stuff together. So we're looking to possibly, now that COVID is over for the most part, and we're looking to get together possibly with the fire commission and do a joint. Unfortunately, we have awards that are going on the fire side that probably should be an EMS, and EMS awards and stuff that are not coming through that are winding up on the fire side. So there was talk at the committee meeting and stuff, of enhancing it, reaching out to the fire commission, as well as the volunteer ambulance corps, municipals, as well as hospital-based. Come up with a better plan for the awards, and also to once again enhance some of the awards criteria going forward, that more awards would be given for individual events that occur throughout the year rather than a cumulative type of situation, and also looking at possibly going back to having a dinner with that. So more to come during the year. We'll once again set a committee if anybody's interested in working with Chief Chester on the committee, and once again getting set up. We'll look into that.
The state criteria is very different than what people think it is. So we're very limited to how we can award
We're looking more at a countywide type awards. It would strictly be taken care of in county. That would recognize those that go above and beyond on a particular call or event. Rather than a cumulative agency-wide criteria involving that. EMS systems, Christopher Airy.
The committee received request from the Mineola Volunteer Ambulance Corps where they outlined some changes that they had made several months ago to their providers and enhancing their staffing, which essentially pretty much give a very high likelihood, if not virtually guaranteed, that when that agency receives a request for service, their ambulance does in fact respond, regardless of the day of the week or the time of the day. That request was also included a large amount of data showing how their response metrics have improved since they've made those personnel changes. And upon reviewing it, it was very well written. The committee unanimously recommends that that change be approved. So with that, we are forwarding to you, Mr. Chairman, and the council the request for Mineola VAC to move up in the response matrix. They are currently in the 3rd position. They would be moving up to the number 2 position.
We'll bring that up under business, as we said earlier, the Elmont change has once again been put on the side until we get further documentation stuff from their leadership on that, and then it will be presented to the EMS as well as to the REMAC once again for approval to move from EMT to the AEMT intermediate status with that. Along with the EMS systems, I would just like to, and I know we brought it up on a number of occasions, if agencies are struggling with their response times, with their manpower issues, please come forward and let us know early on. All right, if you're getting multiple mutual aids and stuff, it's not doing anybody any good out there. All right, that's one of the reasons why we want to look into system-wide data research to make sure that we're meeting the expectations of the county as well as the residents stuff that we serve. So if you are having any issues in a particular position, please let us know. Look at different models that are out there, provide the service to make sure that we're getting out an appropriate and prompt time with that. So like I say, we are a bunch of people here, once again, with a wealth of knowledge that can certainly come out and help you and look at other options to assist you with your mission. Membership, Thomas Durfee.
No meeting.
No meeting. All right, I will get you, we have a couple of changes, Emergency Nurses Association. I'm waiting on a letter regarding their status as far as being a chapter here within Nassau County, and also on a couple of alternates that will be brought forward in the near future. Hospital Emergency Department, Dana Cordopasso texted me a little earlier that she's unable to attend today. Karen McKinney is Karen McKinney, once again, has been selected as the alternate. Maybe just introduce yourself. She's been selected as the alternate for the emergency department constituency here. So she will be filling in for Dana when she's not here.
Yeah, hi, I'm Karen McKinney. I'm representing the Northwell Emergency Medicine Service Line. I work at Glen Cove in the ED. I've been there for 22 years. Currently, I'm the director there. Thank you for letting me join.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being interested in EMS. We'll move on to the subcommittees. Pretty much covered the REMSCO EMS tag is still on hold because of the county committees non-meetings in the past few months. All right, so we will reevaluate that. RSI and BS and the BLS iGel was brought forth by Dr. Newbert previously. If you have any questions on either of those programs, please contact council and we will get you in contact with the appropriate people that are operating or running those
And Chairman Mackey, we're still looking for agencies for both of those, so just please make sure they reach out if they're interested.
Looking for.
Agencies for both those programs to
Okay,
reach
so
out.
yeah, once again, if your agency is involved in any of these pilots, all right, it takes some time and it takes some paperwork and requirements. Reach out to us and we will get you the necessary paperwork, and Dr. Newbert will run you through the requirements to make sure that you're a good fit for the program with that. Ebridge, do you have anything else, Dr. Kugler, and stuff that we haven't touched upon? At this stage, okay. All right, so any committees that are omitted? Okay, move on to unfinished business. If anybody, I mentioned it at the March meeting, if anybody is interested in assisting us with the program agency to look at some of the requirements, PAD program and some of the other things that have kind of taken the back seat to everything else going on. Please let me know. I know we've had some inquiries and stuff, people, alternates and stuff that are interested in helping us out with looking at some of the programs that are required, along with, once again, to help assist the fire marshal's office and stuff in the day-to-day operations. We appreciate it, and so that more people that we have involved, better things will be. Does anybody else have anything under unfinished business? We'll move on to new business. Once again, we'll bring up the motion once again for the request by the Mineola Volunteer Ambulance Corps to move up to the second position on the response matrix, brought forth by the Systems Committee. The seconded motion. So I can make a motion for motion second. Any questions? All in favor? All right. Anybody opposed? I'd like to bring up once again to release, we had brought up last month, a budgeted item once again for the EMS awards, to take care of the necessary plaques and any refreshments and stuff, not to exceed $2,000. Once again, just like a motion, once again, release that this month. Second. On the question. All in favor? Good. Once again, appointments to the council. Once again, I'd like to welcome Karen McKinney. Once again, all of her paperwork was sent in. I will forward it to membership, and everything was appropriate, as well as the letter. And we appreciate your concern and once again being here. For the good of the council, does anybody have anything?
Chairman, for the Elmont, I know they submitted the state form and everything, and I know it's on the REMAC agenda for next month. I don't know if it's proper, but can REMSCO visually grant that pending REMAC thing? I don't want them to be held up another month. Their impetus to do it is they want to get their EMTs into AMT courses. The state won't pay for their AMT courses because they're an EMT agency. So it really, they're looking to jumpstart their agency. And I don't want to hold them up anymore. What do you thought?
I don't
I guess.
think there's anything in.
I don't know if I could,
Yeah, all right.
you know, that would do that without the.
No, we just think that this body,
Pending
vote now, you guys approve it, then it is approved.
That's fair.
That'll work.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion. You want to make a motion and second it?
I'll second it.
Provisionally based upon a letter from the leadership of the Elmont Fire Department being submitted prior to the June 14th REMAC meeting, that they be approved to move from the EMT to the AEMT level of care with that. And pending the final submission of their leadership paper.
It's not gonna, it's a program.
Just a quick question. To make sure the paperwork gets correctly through the chief's office with the board of fire commission, whoever holds the.
I believe we sent out an email and stuff.
Hold on.
to the-
Okay.
He's waiting on the county.
Okay.
Yeah,
But I mean,
it was,
We're the holdup, not the agency.
Okay, even better.
All right, so, motions on the floor, second? Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No, so ordered. All right, so with that, once again, I want to thank everybody for coming. Our next scheduled REMSCO council meeting, we'll be moving back to the Morelli Center on June 14th at 2 p.m. There is no July meeting of the REMSCO council. The next REMAC meeting will be held at the Morelli Homeland Security Center as well. That will be held on June 7th at 2:15. So we can take a motion to adjourn. All in favor? So orders. Okay, thank you all. Have a great day.